Hello, and this week of Over the Cliff Design Talks weekly update, I buy a bunch of stuff, I learn some video editing software, and I read some books. Check it out. So thank you for checking this video out. This is probably the first and hopefully a lot of videos where I do a weekly update of just kind of going through everything that's been kind of happening in my life in design-wise. And so this episode, I plan on going through some design elements I bought through design cuts and mighty deals. Also learned a little Camtasia to do some some user interviews. And also go through some books I've read and some books I plan on reading. All right, let's check this stuff out. Complete Eclectic font collection from Design Cuts. The first thing I want to share is all the design tools I bought recently. I don't normally buy fonts since I stick with Google Fonts as my core choice due to accessibility and making things work easy. I didn't even see myself buying something, but when I checked out a Facebook group, someone posted about a font set on Design Cuts, and so I checked it out because I like checking things out. I was kind of blown away by some of the choices and had some really cool ideas from the fonts that were available. So this is my first font collection I bought in a long time. Kind of the fonts that caught my eye were, I think it was Cocoa Goose Classic, I think that's how you say it. It just seems like an everyday kind of sans serif font. Evolve Sans was one that caught my eye as well that I have some ideas for when it comes to potentially designing some AR interfaces, kind of futuristic tech feel. Kind of one of the other ones that caught my eye was Sofa Serif, which kind of has this nice, humble, earthy kind of vibe going on. I just can see myself doing a lot of nature things with that. I go up north a lot in Michigan and Alpena, and so I just feel like I can do really cool design stuff using that. So I essentially got the whole set for $29, and they all came with like an insane amount of variations on it. And to top it off, it came with web versions. Honestly, the web versions just kind of really sold it for me. Just having these awesome fonts and just being able to know I can bring it online easily. 57 premium fonts with extra for mighty deals. Nothing fancy about the title here. But after I bought that last font bundle, I felt like I could add to my collection just a little more. It was just another email from Mighty Deals, so I get them all the time. But I decided to check this one out because I had fonts just previously bought, so I figured I'd check this out. This font package caught my eye because of the number of script style fonts that I know I could use and that my wife would love to use. There's a lot of good choices in this font collection, and they look like they'll help me out when I'm looking for like a script font because I have almost like zero script choices and rely way too heavily on the Google Font Dancing script. And I'm not even a big fan of that script, so I typically don't use script fonts, which is cool because I like these big brushy script fonts. And let's say extra. What's that extra mean? Well, you know, like the examples they show you, the little vector images, like the cool stuff, like here's what the font looks like. Kind of like those little vector elements, you know, they just kind of threw them in there as like little extras, so I thought it was pretty cool. It was $10, and fonts don't really have too many variations, like if at all. And to get the web fonts, I had to kick in an extra $5, kind of bring it to $15. But you know what? That's not too bad to have like a decent collection of script fonts that are like web ready. Olya Creative Bundle, 2,000 plus elements. And it's very hard not to buy one thing when you're on Mighty Deals, so I bought more. The Olya Creative Bundle has 2,000 plus elements that includes graphics, textures, brushes, patterns, and a whole bunch of other stuff with kind of like the floral theme in mind. My wife does designs for her Facebook page, and she really loves the elegant floral style, so just had to pick this bundle up for a low price of only $9. It's not bad at all. Real gold styles and swatches for Photoshop and Illustrator. When I surprised my wife with fonts for my deal, she was super stoked. She went to the site to check out the previews while she was waiting for it to download, and she couldn't believe like all the cool stuff you can get for on the cheap. So of course she did some searching of her own and demanded I buy her this gold styles and swatches pack. I said okay. I picked up this pack and did some digging into it. It was not only easy to get to, but the creator of the pack also made like a little video on how to install the styles and use them in Photoshop. I thought that was pretty cool, especially for those who get the deal and have no idea how to do it. Some people might get lost in Google trying to figure it all out, but it does a pretty good step-by-step. It came with some pretty cool patterns that are gold, teal, pink, and even some animal prints too. I plan on using some of them in my own work and when I find the right project. And it's only $9, so that's not a bad deal at all. Camtasia by TechSmith. So I was at work. I was looking for some potential software to use when it comes to recording user testing. Essentially, what I was looking for was an easy-to-use software where I can just click something and have it show the screen as well as record the audio from the participant. Camtasia was one of the programs I decided to try out. I went through a lot of their tutorials and played around with it a bit. I'm not sure if it's the route we're going to go yet, but it was good to know there was an easy-to-use tool for user testing. But if anybody else has any recommendations, I would really love to know. Start Before You're Ready, The Young Entrepreneur's Guide to Extraordinary Success in Work and Life by Mick Spencer. So I love books. I'm always reading. I recently finished this book, and it was very inspirational. Mick goes through his life of how he's overcome heart conditions as a kid, to grow up to be a successful entrepreneur running his company on the go. He kind of goes through every part of his company's journey, talks about the ups, talks about the downs of running his business, and he goes through what he does in his daily life to make sure he stays on track and at the top of his game. It was a pretty inspirational read, actually. Very motivated me to get stuff done, actually. Freelance and Business and Stuff. Okay, so the next book I started reading, I got like 3 weeks ago. It's called Freelance and Business Stuff by Amy and Jennifer Hood of Hoodspa. I follow them on Twitter and have wanted to pick up their book ever since it came out last year, but kept waiting until it was on Amazon or the library. That never really happened, and I don't think it's out on any of those places yet, but the more I saw their social presence, the more I told myself, I'm getting this book now. So I finally ordered it and left a note saying to give me some inspiration and write, "You're awesome, you got this," if they could. I was half expecting nothing and maybe 10% hoping there was like a card thrown in there that said it. But when I got the package, I was super excited when I saw that they wrote the note inside the book cover and they personally signed it. That was awesome. They probably don't even know, but signing the inside book cover is like this huge family thing when I was growing up. Our family cared about the importance of reading, and we bought books. We always signed our names with a note of inspiration in there. So to see this written on the inside meant the world to me, that they will probably never know. But yeah, I'm only a few chapters in, but the style and humor is spot on to mine. So that was it. That was the closing of the first Over the Cliff Design Talk weekly update. If you thought it was cool, let me know. And if you obviously made it this far in the video, just make a comment, like this video, and kind of share it with your friends. And hopefully, if I get some good response, I'll probably do it again next week. All right, so thanks everybody for watching. Have a good day.